Good morning and welcome to Walibi Holland. We made it. It's been a 2-hour journey from Eindhoven, but we're here in time for park opening. It's 10 o'clock. It's a Friday. My name's Matt. This is the Coaster Giant channel and here's what's coming up in today's vlog. So you enter through this indoor building. There's a big shop there. There's a food outlet as well, toilets and everything. And then got into the park. So a bit of housekeeping. I had my cabin case with me. It wouldn't fit in any lockers. So I went to guest services and they took it for free. So I saved €7 on lockers there. They just give you a little ticket. You just collect it at the end of the day. And you walk in. It's pretty impressive. Nice fountain. Nice big wheel. And we've got the mascot over here. Let's give him a high five. Do not like the look of that big wheel. It's very high and there's not a lot holding, well, there is a lot holding you in, but it looks very exposed. Right, some housekeeping. So we're at Walibi Holland. I've been to Walibi Belgium before, not Walibi Holland, so it's my first visit. And it's a big day today. One thing today, in 6 coasters times, I will have added 100 coasters to my coaster count this year, so that's cool. But even better than that, as long as it's open, I'm going to get to ride my very first RMC today, which I am so excited about. I've wanted to do one of these for years, and I was like, well, if we're at Efteling, if we're at Toverland, let's go and get the RMC. Like, for me, that's what it's all about today. But this park, it looks okay from the entrance, nothing special. But they've got 8 roller coasters to get here. At this time of year, it's the end of September at the minute. It's only open on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. So we were a bit concerned it was going to be really busy because it's only open one weekday. But at the minute, it's looking really quiet. And to get in, we also got discounts. So because I'm a member of the European Coaster Club, you get 25% off. So you just present your membership card at the ticket office when you arrive. And you get a park ticket for €32, which works out at about £28. I think it flashed up on my phone. So that's a bargain for a day out. Right, let's go and get on some of these coasters. We're going to head straight to Goliath first. So fingers crossed it's open already. So this is the new area of the park for this year. Looks really nice actually, when this all grows out a little bit with all the wildflowers and stuff. It's a really pretty area surrounded by trees, and this is the new coaster. So there's a new flat ride in the middle of it as well. I didn't realise there was a new ride there. And I'm little biking cycle things that you pedal and go up higher. But yeah, this is Eat My Dust. But we'll save it for later. So this is Goliath, an intimate 153 foot high coaster that's apparently packed with airtime, so excited for this. There's no one else around here. It's a cool entrance. It's like in a weird dead end, just down this little road. But yeah, I'm expecting good things from this. It's obviously the start of the day, so it hasn't even warmed up yet. But I'm sure it'll give us something good, something to wake us up. I need it after that 2-hour train journey. Right, let's get on Goliath. So I don't think you get a great view of the track from anywhere in the park, so it might just be this bit, but you can see it's just a tangled mess of airtime hills. I'm excited for this. I would not be wanting to wait in that cattle pen or this cattle pen down here, but the queue is just going straight into the station. This looks good. Looks like a cable launch as well, so I bet it shoots up that lift hill. Where the hell did that come from? I've not really heard much about that or heard many people talking about it, but oh my god, like first thing in the morning, bear in mind it's probably had 2-3 trains on it, and we were in the second car of the train and it was throwing us over them airtime hills. That first airtime hill and the last like 3 like bunny hop airtime hills, I was so out of my seat. It was such a surprise. We've decided we want to go back on it, we want to do a back row, but we're going to save it till later in the day when it's warmed up and hope that it doesn't go down, because it was walk on then. But yeah, I wasn't expecting anything from that, and I was well impressed. The only thing I don't like, and it's something that I know one of my mates, shout out to Emma on Top Thrill Tourist, has mentioned before, you have to wear a seatbelt and then there's a lap bar, but the buckle for the seatbelt ends up like on your stomach under the lap bar, so when you're getting that airtime and you're being thrown around, you've got this like chunk of metal between you and the lap bar, which isn't the most comfortable thing. I'm hoping it's not as bad as that on the next coaster we're going on, which is Untamed RMC, is how excited I am. Okay, this is seriously a moment. We're entering the wilderness area, which is where we'll find Untamed. So this is an old coaster that was converted by RMC. I think it was called Robin Hood before.
Yeah.
That was literally off the top of my head. So here it is, first time seeing the twisted track of an RMC in real life. The whole outdoor section, there's the first lift hill and the station in the wilderness area. It's looking really nice, apart from the fact there are 2 ride-ups outside saying it's not open yet. We have seen it testing, so hopefully it will be open later, but yeah, this is making me very nervous. That is not the start I wanted. It's making me nervous. There's quite a lot of flat rides here. They've got a big shot and drop tower. They've got one of the Huth Enterprise rides. I don't know the proper word, but it was called Enterprise at Alton Towers. So we're just heading back over towards the direction of Goliath, where you can just see the brand new coaster, Eat My Dust. It's only like a 1-minute walk from Untamed, so we'll go and get that cred before it gets busy and full of kids as well. So you've got Wind Seekers, that's the new flat ride in this area. I like the way it interacts with the coaster actually, and the coaster wraps around it. I really enjoyed that at Toverland yesterday in Avalon. It's quite well themed. I'm liking all like the wildflower look amongst the oil barrels. Nice entrance portal. Quite a cool looking station actually as well. I like that sign. So there is a little food outlet in this area and some really well themed toilets as well that you enter through an American caravan. And here goes Eat My Dust. Fun little coaster that. Obviously just a little family coaster. But it was nice and smooth. Don't know how long that'll last. Good zero car on the front. It's a nice little area this is. I don't know much about Walibi Holland, so let me know in the comments below. Is this actually like brand new, or have they removed something to build this? Be interesting to see if they just expanded into land that wasn't used before. Nice bounding show. Not quite Efteling's level though. Okay, so you can get the Walibi app, it tells you all the queue times, and apparently Untamed is now open and only on a 5-minute queue. Please let it be open. There's no staff outside, there's people walking into the queue line. Come on! Oh guys, look at this. I've actually like got butterflies.
Really hope I fit.
There is a test seat there.
I really would have done fit.
I'm a bit worried about how it's going to be like on my legs. I know I've spoken to other people that are really tall and they say it's fine, so yeah, I've never been on something that like clamps your waist and your shins. This area looks amazing. There's like a bit of the old coaster there as well. But luckily we haven't got a queue around there because we're going straight in to the station. Oh my god. This is cool. Okay. Oh. The chain lift's going. Oh, there it goes. Let's see if I'm gonna love this. So if you didn't know, these are a mixture of wood and steel coasters. They run on steel tracks, which means, as you can see, although it looks like a wooden coaster, you can have all these crazy elements and inversions. Where's it coming from? I can't even tell where it's going to come from. Oh, you see? Go upside down on a wooden coaster. This looks incredible. It's got a beautiful roof in the station. And we've gone straight for the back row. This just looks crazy. Oh my god, the way the back row went over the top of that then. Where's it gone? Wow. I need to gather my thoughts after that. If that was like the second or third train of the day, so that's running cold, what the hell is that going to be like at night? We got the back row. It was really comfortable. I was worried about being uncomfortable on it, but it did pin. They didn't exactly pin me in. The seatbelt was like right on my stomach under the lap bar again, which I can already feel it bruising, but I don't care because that was one hell of a coaster. And if this is one of the like lower ranked ones by a lot of people, low ranked RMCs, so oh, God knows what the big ones are like. Yeah, that was just like, it was incredible. So smooth. Yeah, all the transitions were really whippy. I can imagine when that gets faster, that's going to be absolutely mental. The amount of time I was out of my seat, like not just ejector as well, like out of my seat for ages before I landed back down, and then you were straight into another airtime hill or another inversion. Yeah, that didn't disappoint at all. And all I keep thinking now, if that can deliver that, what the hell can Zadra do at Energylandia? I need to get out there. I love a good flat ride, especially when it's a Huss top spin, one of the originals with water effects. We knew this was going to be closed today. Such a sad sight. Okay, so we have no idea where we're going. We just wandered through a little path over there and we came back to the big wheel. So it's quite good having that in the middle of the park at the entrance, because you kind of like, you know where you are in the park then. And now we're heading into Zero Zone. I don't even know if that works on the camera, but this sign's cool. You can see how it all splits up. So I don't know what's down here. I think we're going on Speed of Sound, which is a Vekoma boomerang, if it's open. Lost Gravity's down here as well, but we're trying to make that Tom's 150.
Yeah.
So we need to do, is it all the other creds we've got to do?
Yeah.
Got to do all the other creds before we get on that. So only a few more to go. We've already had 3 rides and it's like, let's do a time check. It's 11 o'clock. The 2 big coasters that we wanted and the newest coaster in the park, all done within an hour. So it's a good start and it's looking quiet today. It's not looking busy at all. Untamed was probably just went up to a 20-30 minute queue. It was running on one tray, which is really disappointing. So was Goliath. So not great. but if it only stays like this level of crowd, then we'll be absolutely fine. So we've got a bit of a pirate theme going on around here. Pirate Cove. This is quite cool. This is probably some of the best theming we've seen so far, actually. Nice double down traditional log flume. We have got a flight tonight, so I hope it's not a soaker. I don't want to get absolutely soaked. And then we've got this beauty. This is one of our most anticipated rides of the trip, Lost Gravity. But we'll have a look at that a little bit closer later on when we get it for Tom's 150. But this is all really nice. There's like planting. The buildings look a lot better in this area, like a lot more detailed. And just like they've had a bit more money spent on them than other areas of the park, which is good. So this is Lost Gravity. The theming looks impeccable. Everything's upside down and damaged. It looks really cool. It's a Mack Big Dipper. There isn't many of these around. I'd like to see a few more because they look very interesting. In fact, I don't even know if there is any more of these around or if this is the only one. Is this the only one? This area is really cool. Definitely the best area I've seen in the park so far. So to fit with the theme of being Lost Gravity, everything's kind of upside down around that area of the ride. That looks cool. We've got another flat ride over there, Tomahawk. And this little Zera coaster. So what it's called? Think Big? No, Draco. So just walking through the area past Lost Gravity, I really want to go on it, but we're going to wait. We're in a little kids area now. I think stuff's open, but just no one here to ride it. So in this area they've got a big water play area centrepiece. Some little spinning rides over there. There's some truck things over there, like a track dark ride. There's a crazy bus and the aeroplanes. So there is a splash battle as well. To be honest, I'm not too worried that it's closed, although all the effects are on. It looks quite cool actually. Oh, it's one of the exposed ones that are out of the water, like Flamingo Land. But yeah, I'm not bothered about giving that a miss. Like I said, we've got a flight at 10 o'clock tonight, so I don't want to be soaking wet for that. Probably stretch to the rapids and to the log flume. But it's like Halloween theming everywhere. Got a kids playground there. The further you go into the park, the better it seems to get. It's really colourful and vibrant, which I like. The first few bits I went in were like, it's a bit run down, but the more I do, the more I like it. Okay, it's time for Speed of Sound, the Vekoma Boomerang that was rethemed a few years ago. Had a tunnel put on the lift, all painted up, and the trains were also changed to have onboard audio. So that'll be an interesting take on a classic boomerang. It's quite an old coaster. But yeah, when they changed it and put the music onto the trains, the old trains actually ended up at Pleasurewood Hills. So I was there not long ago. There's a vlog on the channel if you want to check that out. So yeah, that was Wipeout. So yeah, the Wipeout trains were originally here in Walibi Holland. It looks good in that tunnel. Do you know what? That was really decent. So Speed of Sound, You can definitely tell they spent some money on it a few years ago. I really enjoyed the onboard audio. It was made especially for the coaster. The music like slowed down when you went up the second lift hill before you dropped back again, and then it kicked in. So it really added to, like, it almost like adds to the intensity of the ride, because they're always really intense anyway, them things. But no, I enjoyed it. It's really smooth. Got Vekoma vest restraints as well, which I don't think I've done on a boomerang before. And although they're really heavy, especially on like your collarbone, it did make the ride a lot more comfortable. Not that it was rough in any way. Smoothest Vekoma boomerang I've ever done. Right, next up, what are we doing? We're doing Express Platform 13. I asked because I couldn't remember the name, because I'm useless with names. But this coaster starts inside the main entrance to the park, and I have seen a POV of the queue line before, and I know Tom doesn't like scare things very much, so I'm going to walk behind him and film. There's one thing I've learned in these parks in the Netherlands: if you see a water fountain and it's wet on the floor around it, be very careful, because it's probably going to squirt you. So you enter from the main entrance to the park. Gives me Thorpe Park vibes, this. Very colourful, borderline tacky, not in a bad way. But yeah, let's get on this. So themed to a station, haunted station maybe? Well, we'll see. We've got the ticket office, customer service, all closed up. This is really well themed in here. Oh, now my suitcase would have fit in them lockers. Okay, here we go. It's getting darker. How's the anxiety levels, Tom?
What?
How's the anxiety levels?
Oh, quite high. It's got really dark.
Let's see what we get next. Hey. It's cool. It's like we're in, like, I don't know, like underground vibes. Oh, check that out. Check that out. That is so cool. Massive screens. Oh god.
Wait, what?
Okay. Go this way. Come on, Tom.
This is like walking since half over 30 in Manchester, Piccadilly.
Oh, there's a train. Jump scare. That was cool. Whoa, this is weird. Look at that.
Whoa.
This is one of the best queue lines we've had all trip. Oh my god. Literally. Oh god! Oh god! It's almost funny. It's almost funny. Oh, that made me jump. Oh god. What is this? Oh. Don't. It's really dark.
How long is this? Oh, it's just huge.
This is literally like a scare maze. Ah, we've made it, we've made it. This is the loading bay. That coaster was good. I wasn't expecting a launch. I didn't really know much about that coaster. I knew it like started inside and it had got a good themed queue line. And then it then was sat outside basically with no theming. It was all I really knew about it. I didn't realise that it was a launch. A hydraulic launch as well that was really snappy. I got a front row ride. It was actually pretty smooth. The first half was good. Second half was a little bit more janky. But it wasn't terrible. It was very much like a Vekoma, like the trains on the Vekoma boomerang. It was very similar seat and restraint to that. Just standard over the shoulder restraints. Right, I think now we've got one more coaster to do, which is Condor, which is the world's first RMC? The world's first SLC. So it's got a 30-minute wait. So we don't want to wait for it yet. We're going to see if the queue goes down because it opened a bit late, so we're hoping that people have just gone there as soon as it opens. It's got to be done. We need the coaster cred, but I'm really not looking forward to it. I've heard nothing but bad things about it. So I think we're going to go and head towards the rapids, maybe the log flume, get them done, then get something to eat, and then go on it. In fact, that's probably not a good idea either. I need to consult with these guys. Check this dude out. Rio Grande. I presume this is the rapids. Rapids were good. I'm pretty sure this is the first time that I've ridden these kind of boats on this trip. So we had the same at Toverland. They're the boats that are like split into 3 sections with 3 seats in each. I just turn around, as you can see, the water like flows straight through the middle. And it really feels like it's, when it gushes in, it's like sometimes really close to gushing over the side into where your feet are. Which is exactly what happened to me on the very first wave. And just filled my trainer with water. The rest of me is dry, but my feet are absolutely soaked, which is pretty annoying. But it was good fun. It was violent on the corners. We were really hitting them hard and then spinning really fast. So yeah, it's a good one, that is. I enjoyed that. Probably not my favourite one of the trip, but better than anything we have in the UK. Okay, here we go on Condor. I don't know what we're doing here. I'm not excited for this. After, I think, is it called Vampire? At Walibi, Belgium. So here we go on Condor, the world's first Vekoma SLC, and we all know how they ride. So it looks, I think the layout looks a little bit different to Walibi Belgium. I remember that one was one of the worst roller coasters I've ever been on in my life in terms of how rough it was. I was on the back seat though. Apparently this had the new vest restraints on, which stops headbanging. So I guess every little helps, but let's see if it helps this thing out. I've been told by a lot of people that this is revolting, so probably the first coaster of the trip I'm not looking forward to getting on. There's a 35-minute advertised queue, well, the back 2 rows are empty, so it could take a while. It'd be quite ironic if this is the biggest queue of the day. That was absolutely terrible. So I got a front row. Thank God it's got vest restraints because it was so rough. Like I'm talking every transition, every different transition. Like it was like you were like just being slammed everywhere. It wasn't enjoyable at all. Like I said, you could rewrite it because of the vest, but just not comfortable. It's hurt me, man. Not good. Not good at all. These guys weren't on the front, obviously.
It was horrendous.
I thought it was okay.
I'm not actually in the shot there. There we go. Now Tom's not in the shot. There we go. So I think the leg restraints are horrendous. It hurt. It keeps them digging in. It's just not a good ride. If it has like infusions restraints, it would probably be worse than Hero. I'm not gonna lie.
It'd knock you out.
I don't think it was like clunky and weird and like yeah, there was roughness to it, but it wasn't like that bad.
He's wrong. He's just wrong.
He's very wrong.
Yeah, I'm dread to think what that would be like on the back row. Yeah, not good. Another thing on one train as well, so a bit of a long wait for that one. That's the longest wait we've had all day, which is typical. Right, we're heading into this place now. Check out the burgers. I haven't had a cheap theme park burger this trip yet, so let's go and grab one. Quite a lot to choose from in here. Kids meals, burgers, chicken burgers. Looks like they've got an offer on at the minute as well. The burger with fries and a drink for €10.95. That isn't bad for theme park food. I bet it doesn't look like the pictures though. So, it's got busy in here because it's raining outside. This worked out just over £10. I added cheese to my burger and the sauce that was 75 cents. But look at the size of the burger. It's absolutely tiny, very thin. Doesn't look like the photos at all. So, but the chips are nice. But I'll try the burger and let you know what I think. Joe, that burger was actually alright. Took us about 10 minutes to get served, which wasn't bad because they only got 2 people serving. Which reminded me kind of a McDonald's burger. But it was edible, it was £10, it wasn't that bad for theme park food. Wasn't a patch on Toverland though, or Efteling. And now for the dodgems. These are really well themed, I like the look of these. I do quite like all the rustic theming around here. This is obviously like some kind of container for shipping stuff at some point. There's loads of them planted up. It's all recycled, which I suppose is a good thing. But yeah, it's also like quite random. It very much like feels like the thought park of the Netherlands to me. I do love this sign, it's very clever. See how it all comes together. Boom, boom, boom. It's a real shame, but I'm not going to do the log thing today. It looks really good, the theming looks good. There looks like some tunnels, some drops in the dark as well actually. And that double down at the end looks really cool, but I just don't want to risk being soaked all the way home on the plane to Manchester. 10 out of 10 for theming though. Okay, it's time for Lost Gravity. This is another one of the most anticipated coasters of the trip for me. Very unique in the fact that there's only one of them operating in the world. So it's a Mack Big Dipper, the only one of its kind in the world at the moment, but Europa Park are getting one soon. That's going to open next year, Voltron. But you can see you've got 2 people on each row overhanging the side of the car, so almost like wing seats. It looks very cool, the track's really colourful, whoa! And yeah, I imagine it's very different if you're sitting in the middle compared to if you're sitting on the outside. It's a compact little coaster. It reminds me a bit of a Eurofighter in terms of the elements and the size of it, and obviously like 2 rows of 4 in a car. But it's the theming that sets it aside. Everything's lost gravity, and there's like flips upside down, so there's an upside helicopter. There's a bus, school bus around there. That's for single rider queues. And then you've got all these shipping containers that have like been blown over. Yeah, we'll have a look a bit more as we get onto the ride. Even the flooring's really cool. It's like all broken tarmac. Right, let's see what the rest of the queue line looks like. So the road's on the side of the wall. See how like everything's upturned? Look, there's the road. There's the houses. Like overhanging shipping containers.
Well, we have here some footage apparently from right before the impact. Whoa, that's a serious something. Yes, from somewhere. Okay, now we have even more remarkable footage.
Well, this place has some big cattle pens with very little shelter as well. I wouldn't want to be stuck in that in the summer. Sideways stairs. This is cool, just like a old escalator. Oh yeah, it's upside down. Okay, what's this? Ooh. Hi.
Oh my god!
Don't know what that is, but it's cool. Needs a bit of a clean. And then we're at the station.
Say, Matt, do you know how tall you are in meters?
Yeah, 195. It's got a 195 height limit, I was just pointing out.
Yes, the same.
Hopefully we're okay. That was cool, that was better than I was expecting. It's a really fun coaster, like really fun. I did sit in the middle seat. It says if you're 195 or over you should sit on the middle, you shouldn't sit on the outside. I am 195, so there was no queue. I think we're just going to go around 3 times, so we each have a go on the wing seat, because I think that'll be a totally different ride experience. But yeah, there was some good forces. It was kind of like wild and then mild, and it was like up and down constantly in terms of like how thrilling and how forceful it was. But yeah, a lot of fun. That's like it's good for kids for like that step up to a thrill coaster that's not too intense. Yeah, I like that. Good coaster. Oh my god. We got a front row. I was on the wing seat on the right hand side and it was incredible. I mean this, so you come down the first drop and then into an airtime hill here. It doesn't even look like a big airtime hill, but it throws you over. You've just got, it's like a max seat, so the same as Icon trains, but hasn't got a seat belt, so operations are really fast up there. So yeah, it's a really comfortable lap bar. The trains come in. Yeah, that first drop, the first airtime hill, that's like where all the intensity of the ride is. And then you're just left smiling for the rest of the ride. It's not particularly fast, it actually like loses quite a lot of its pacing in some bits. But very comfortable, very re-rideable. And we're gonna go on for a third time, so all of us have tried a wing seat. It's the speed that it takes the airtime hill that's just absolutely crazy. Like, to say it tries to throw you out of the seat is an understatement. The only ride I felt like that on is Ride to Happiness and this morning on Untamed. So good. Loved that. Right, so we've seen the Blastwood open. We've just seen the Tomahawk is open as well, which looks like the same kind of pendulum swinging ride that they've got at Westminster Safari Park. I think it was the Fabry, if I remember correctly. It wasn't a great cycle there, so we're going to check this out because that was last time it was intense. This could be really intense. And then we might do the Madhouse, then Goliath, and then we're just booked in for a date for the last however long we've got on Untamed. There's one criticism with that ride, and that's the station. They do all this amazing theming around the area and in the queue line, but then you get to the station and it's just like painted shapes on the wall. In no way is it showing that you're upside down or that you've lost gravity, which seems like a bit of a miss to me. So it's a shame they didn't spend a bit of money doing that. And you know what would be really cool on this, somewhere, like even if it's the brake run or ideally before you go up the lift hill or even on the lift hill, if they had a trommel tunnel, can you imagine, like, so it feels like you're actually turning upside down on the lift hill and then you drop out and it's just that insane drop and that airtime hill. I'm not criticising the coaster in any way, I'm just saying like you could take it to the next level if you wanted to. Look at that, that's a really cool toilet block. It looks like an apartment's been ripped out of the ground and turned upside down. It's just then a real shame that you can still see that behind. You see what I mean about like Thorpe Park vibes with stuff like that behind it. And then you've got this. Actually, what is this? Oh, is that something to do with Halloween? There's lots of Halloween stuff around. They obviously go big here on Halloween. But yeah, another cool building. So this is one of the spinning gondola rides where you face inwards. Like I was saying before, like the one at Westminster Safari Park, this doesn't have a drive tyre at the bottom. So it's all done with motors from the top, which I think makes it a little bit more forceful. Oh man, I'm not going to hang around and get footage of that going because the ops weren't exactly sending it out fast, but we were on it for a good minute, swinging side to side, rotating very slowly, and I was like, this is rubbish. And then out of nowhere, it started spinning fast. I don't know if you've ever done one of them, but when it, with the motion of the gondola swinging and the spinning car, like, it's really intense, but really good flat ride. Really good. Shame it was a bit slow to start, but yeah, definitely finished with a bang. So far it looks kind of tame, especially when you compare it to Talican at Phantasialand. It's not really getting any flips. The fountains have just come up higher though. So I just walked to the entrance and it's just started going again. So it obviously hadn't finished the cycle. Oh, the fountains are getting bigger. I don't know if it's just sent it again, Because that other cycle was like over 2 minutes long already. Oh no, now it's doing what I expect a top spin to do. Well, that was a blast. After several attempts of locking the restraints, we finally got in. I forgot how tight them things are. Like, I'm probably a little bit too tall for them really, because I'm gonna have really bruised shoulders tomorrow. I know that for sure. But it was good. Unfortunately, you could tell it's probably a bit on its last legs, to be honest. It sounded rough. It wasn't doing what it should do in the cycle. Where the cycle before us was flipping around, we didn't quite get over the top, so it was just like a little swing. So it was a little disappointing, but it was good fun, and we went on and it was raining, and now it's sunny again. One thing I do think about the park is it's like a bit of a weird layout. So you've got Condor there, so the queue line's just there, but it's not connected with this area, and this area you have to walk all the way around to, and then it's just a dead end. So I'm sure there'd be a way that they could connect like the Condor area to this area and make it all a bit more free flowing, rather than to keep walking into a dead end and then walking all the way back to the next ride. Yeah, very, very strange layout. It's quite hard to navigate as well. Okay, let's go for take 2 on Goliath. Hoping for a back, or as near to the back as possible on this, to really benefit from the airtime on these hills. You could literally see that person coming out of their seat at the back then. So cool. These are the kind of little touches that I love to see in theme parks. Look at this little table with swings on it. I wish I'd known about that. I'd have covered it at my lunch there. And a little water fountain. So it's a bit noisy around here. We're next to that contraption. So I hope you can hear me. Just one more thing I wanted to say about Goliath as well. This morning we did it at the front. So we've just done it twice near the back. And my last ride was in the back car, but not the very back row. And I don't think it matters where you sit. I didn't feel much difference. Saying it's warmed up throughout the day, there was just as much like eject airtime and floaty airtime at the back as there was at the front first time this morning. So yeah, I think you can pretty much sit anywhere you want on that train and you're going to get some decent airtime. Okay, here we go again. So we've got about an hour left before we've got to go and get my bags and get on the bus to the airport for the end of the trip, journey home. It's definitely got longer than this morning. We queued from the steps this morning. It's posted at 25 minutes. So let's see how many re-rides we can get on this absolute beast of a coaster. Yeah, so this is cool. Earlier on I mentioned this was called Robin Hood. It was an old coaster before. You can see an old train there. They've used as decoration in the middle of this track. I like it when parks do that, like keep a little nod to old rides and stuff. I know that they're trying to keep this all natural, but I really don't appreciate this queue line. It's kind of like a muddy, sandy mess.
I should have tram in the queue for now, see.
I totally get that it's natural and it's part of the theme, but like the stairs are disgusting because of the floor. Really like quite slippy as well. And then all of this ends up getting battered as well. That'd be far better with some printed concrete that's made to look natural.
Oh, the side wheel? Oh, I can't see that.
That shed's come off of it.
Wow.
It's closed all the time, but it wasn't.
Well, we came here after Goliath.
It was hilarious. We were laughing, you know, it was raining.
Remember?
I can't see it now. I see it moving.
Phew.
I can't see what happens. So.
It's coming in now.
I'm like, what's wrong with the train?
We're not getting dramatic pulls again.
You don't need to test it, just send us on.
Yeah, I trust.
10 to. I will be fine. So we set out 5 o'clock is going to be like the end of guys. So in theory we should still.
Wow, that was the most intense and nerve-wracking 20 minutes of the trip. So we got to the air gates. As you saw, I'll put some footage in a minute, or you might have already seen. Got to the air gates of Untamed. I've only queued for like 15-20 minutes. And as the train come back into the station, the staff were all pointing at something at the front, and I thought something had like fallen into the track. But when they basically called the technicians, we had to wait for like 10 minutes for them to come. And then basically when they started rolling, they had to change the train over. So they had to roll the train back onto the transfer track. And as they were rolling it, the front upstop wheel was completely shredded. I couldn't quite work out. It looked like when you have a blowout on a car and all of the tyre is like blown out and wrapped around your wheel. It looked like that, but I know obviously they're not that kind of tyre. It's a wheel. So I don't know if something had got stuck and tangled in the wheel, or whether something had, I don't know, melted or shredded. Something weird had happened. But it wasn't cool to see, but it was cool to see as well. So we saw they took that train off, put the other one on, tested it once, and then we got our last ride. It's a shame we got a cold train. Obviously that other one's been running all day, so it would have warmed up nicely. We wanted a front-ish ride. We did a back row ride this morning, which was incredible. Front row was just as good. Like, again, in a cold train, there's music blasting out of all these speakers all around the park. It does make a nice vibe, but I'm not sure what it's doing to the sound of this video. So yeah, it was a cold train, but still flying around. The ejector in the front was just amazing. Like, there's no other word for it. And so I found with the restraint as well, I was kind of like picking my feet up and putting my shins against the shin guards, and I got a bit of space as well. And it just made the air time just crazy. I don't even know which bit of the elements of the track it was, but there was one point where I was out of my seat for a good 5 seconds before I crashed back down into it, before being out of it again. It's just relentless. It's so good. I just really want to go and do a bigger version now. Something like Gwazi or Zadra at Poland. Yeah, I need some more RMC in my life. So I got quite a bit of merch with the mascot on in the shop. Quite nice Untamed stuff. Some real Christmas jumpers, Christmas baubles. Definitely ready for the Halloween overlay here. I quite like these design of t-shirts. Quite like that one, but the t-shirt's so thin, you can see straight through it. And then they've got the tees and hoodies with the skyline on, which looks pretty cool. That's the end of our day here at Walibi. Joe, it's really bad that I still don't know the mascot's name. Yeah, them bikes are really cool. Bye. Bye. So, Austin's just Googled what the mascot's called. His name's Walibi. Yeah. And he's a kangaroo. So that's it, we've come to the end of our day here at Walibi Holland. Do you know what, it's another one of them parks that I've warmed up to throughout the day. It's definitely a park of two halves. So originally it was owned by Six Flags America, which you can really tell when you walk in, it feels very old school America in terms of vibes and the way things look. I can't even explain why I think that. It just does, from like when I've been to Orlando and from what I've seen on other people's vlogs. But then you go to the newer areas like where Untamed are and Lost Gravity, and it's a completely different park. Like, if they keep on building on it the way that they have with them new areas, then they're definitely onto a winner. I think it looks really nice. It's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of theming. It feels a little bit all over the place. I think it'd be really nice if they just went with that natural feel that they've got around Untamed, like around that whole park, with little overlays. That would actually work better. But no, the operations have been okay, saying most things are on one train. It hasn't been mega busy. We've got everything we wanted to. We did 3 goes on Lost Gravity, we got 2 on Untamed, we got 3 on Goliath. They're the 3 main coasters we were looking forward to at this park, and we got them all multiple times. So yeah, definitely worth a visit. It was great to get the ECC discount as well. Like today's cost us £28. The food was alright, the roller coasters were good. They've got a good selection of flat rides as well. It's definitely, for me, at the level of crowd today, it's a one-day park. It's not one like, after Toverland and Efteling, I was like, I'm desperate to get back there. This one, I wouldn't want to come back to until there's a new investment or a new coaster in the park. As good as Untamed is, I don't think it's worth the visit more than once or twice a year. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is the last park on this trip around the Netherlands. So there's already vlogs up on the channel from Walibi. No, this is Walibi. There's already vlogs on the channel from Toverland and Efteling. And I also did a travel vlog to show you how we got from England, where we stayed in Eindhoven, and then how we got from Eindhoven to the 3 different parks. So hopefully that'll be helpful for somebody. Maybe. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Give it a like if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to check out the other vlogs, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.